Well, some things that I really enjoy to do outside of school, even in school, is writing. And I do that a lot outside as well. And I did start that at Phillips Brooks. The teachers here helped me with that a lot, and I think that progressed my love for it. When I was here, I was writing a book, and so that's how it started. And then now I just write just essays and things like that, just for fun. It's hard to choose one. I think, there was this one day, it was during one of the parent-teacher conference days, and we had a lot of people come in. We did there was an Indian dancing class. I forget what it's called, but that was a really fun day. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The teachers would make it really interesting, and even if it was a class that I wouldn't always enjoy, they would always have something fun to do with it. And I remember in science one time we did dry ice and fire, and it was a lot of fun because before I didn't like science that much, but there was always fun things that we could do that still involve science, and with every subject really. I think I missed the class sizes. I think it was really small, and you could know everyone really well. You could really be close with everyone in your class, and I think that was really great. Best to be kind to people. I remember we made our kindergarten rules. I have those on the wall in my room. It was be respectful to people, and that was one of the main rules. I think that was the first rule we came up with. The second one was have fun. So. Well, it taught me to think outside the box a lot. So if I run into a problem now or something at school or not at school, I can think of creative ways to solve it now, and I don't have to stick to one strategy. I remember they would in math class, they would make us solve the problems multiple ways, and that helps a lot now. Yeah, I think when we would be picking teams for football and things, so someone would always get picked last, obviously, but I think picking them first and just things like that to make everyone feel better, and passing to everyone and just making everyone feel included. I think with friendships and things, it taught us to just be straightforward and say when you said this, I felt whatever. I think that is just really helpful, because just so everyone knows how everyone else feels and things, so it's all clear, and then you can move on from whatever issue it was. So Miss Stevens, I think, was probably my favorite teacher. In music, she was just a lot of fun, and she would always have games that we could play with singing or something musical on the xylophones and things, and she taught me a lot about not necessarily music, but just trying new things. And yeah, she really welcomed everyone every day, and it was great. Just the personal attention is really nice, because I bigger schools, the teachers always can't help you out and give you a lot of attention, but here they really can, and they can spend a lot of time helping you do whatever it is you need to do, both with academics and math or something, or it could be just playing a game at recess and you need to resolve something. It's just a really close-knit environment, and you feel really connected with all your classmates. I think just being with them every day, it was something to look forward to, and that was nice. I don't know, it's just I really looked forward to coming every day, and yeah, it was I still think about it a lot. Just I don't think I'll probably ever go to a school like it again. So.